My name is Hein Prella, Director at Superannuation Warehouse. I'll briefly discuss the basics when setting up a self-managed super fund. At Superannuation Warehouse, what we do is the complete package in setting up the self-managed super fund and maintaining the self-managed super fund on an annual basis. This means when we set up the fund, we will issue a tax file number and APN plus the standard documentation you would need. The standard documentation consists of a trustee, investment strategy, etc. On an annual basis, we will complete the financial accounting, tax returns, and also arrange for the audit. Basic information to remember when you set up a self-managed super fund is to have 2 trustees. The reason 2 trustees are needed as a minimum, you can't set up a self-managed super fund with only 1 trustee, is because a self-managed super fund, legally speaking, is considered a trust. So it's not an entity on its own. So the tax office always wants 2 people to manage the trust or to act as trustee. So if you're only a single person and you want to set up a self-managed super fund, the default is to usually do it with a spouse or a sibling or something like that. So even if you might be the only member in the fund, so with a member in a fund would be the person putting money into the fund, you always need an extra trustee to act in the super fund with you. 80% of funds in Australia are set up with individual trustees. Individual trustees are the default we set up funds with. Another option is to use a corporate trustee. A corporate trustee is a Pty Limited. What would happen if you are an individual and want to set up a fund just by yourself? You can set up a corporate trustee or a Pty Limited. You will be the only director in the Pty Limited. The Pty Limited or corporate trustee would act as trustee of your self-managed super fund, and in the case that you would die, the company is regarded as a separate legal entity and the trust can or the self-managed super fund can continue. 2 other reasons for setting up corporate trustees is if you have lots of business interest, you're scared of bankruptcy, it gives a perceived extra layer between your personal assets and self-managed super fund assets. And another reason to set up a corporate trustee is if you consider buying property in your self-managed super fund on a later basis. If it's a simple fund, however, set it up with the default is with individual trustees. There's much more information regarding the pros and cons on corporate trustees, but when setting up a fund, always remember to have at least 2 trustees.